Kani kedai ke Batisi TV, bat pidang pet ya ke Kotkhubor baman kasni, belawan rashapi da ke rupa, ringkat bat ke orange Nissan, lom sokpo near Fire Brigade Shillong.
New Nissan Kicks. Bookings open now.
Ka Kotkhubor pareng the Shillong Times kabala pau khmat ba ke jala Meghalaya ha ka khandai terek unailar arjar khat khandai kala Rakhe ke Jingïaid Lynti ya ki hinyo phau santali ki Mawmer ha ka kam shakri pai ba lengba ka ni kalat pathai Kotkhubor ban sam jingtip shaki pai ba nong shok snong ke jala la play ya kani ke jing Rakhe kabala long hanong ba Shillong da menteri khna ka sarkar pedeng u Dr Jitendra Singh u balalong u kongsan harengkat ke Jingïaid don langjong u menteri rang ba ka jala u Konrad ke Sangma utrai ka Kotkhubor Manas Chaudhry ka editor ikong Patricia Mukhim bat kiwei ki nong sha khat sngobha ban pensa jingkan mau ya kani ke jing Rakhe kinong penya jong kani ka Kotkhubor kila pen bana pai ba ya ka thong da ka jing shim smai ban pen sngo thu shaki pai ba nong shok snong ka jela bakin ri bat sumar ya ki saudong saukun jong ka mei mariang khnang bakan kop biang ya ka jing jerngam la pensyong kun ya kani ke jing Rakhe da ki jing ruai na ki rendang bas yang jong ki hepret ki balong ki khot nong ruai jong ka Shillong Chamber Choir School Shillong.
Ultimately it is up to you to ensure your own growth. No, it's good, as was said, that you could actually do hand holding and also encourage someone beside you doing that. But what is more important is the clarity about oneself. And I think that applies equally as much to a journalist. And in today's times and era, what happens is that confusion which is always tending to creep into the minds of each one of us does not spare even a journalist. There has been a time-tested dictum in journalism: the report is sacred, comment is privilege. We sometimes tend to blur that line. And a reporter has never to be a participant in the event that he is reporting or she is reporting. That may not be motivated, that may not be by design, but sometimes it happens even you, by the momentous occasion of that moment, you become participant and you start reporting with it. So that kind of detachment is what actually then helps in the growth of a journalist with it. I have been preserving books, cuttings for the last, published over the last almost a century, but since I had to change many places, so I'm not able to keep the track of them. But I said this to many friends in the media circle, because I was myself part of the media, and then also before I came into the government, I was part of the media in my own party and organization. If you read the newspaper, the Times of India, the 15th August 1947, the young boy who was reporting that from the gallery of the Parliament, and then of course the earlier Rashtrapati Bhavan, where Nehru was sworn in as Prime Minister and made that famous speech, Tryst with Destiny. The boy files his story beginning with the sentence that Nehru has been sworn in as the first Prime Minister of India and is delivering a speech which has instantly gone down in the history. You could realize the vision and the insight of that youngster who could foresee that what I am listening now is going to be recalled for several decades to come. But I think much of casualty happens because of these timelines, deadlines, and breaking news. So the print media has the advantage of actually not having to break over each other, because they have to come out with a publication only the next morning. But now, since many of them also have shifted to the portals and to the net, including India Today for that matter, so that, becomes an added responsibility, if not a liability. The matter of fact is, because we would expect journalists of eminence to take up this as well, that there is no parallel between 370 and 371. And just because 370 has been abrogated does not in any way imply that 371 has to be automatically abrogated. And if 371 was conceived with the considerations of certain cultural preservation or developmental focus, 371 had an entirely constitutional implication of the provisions of Indian Constitution being extended or not extended to a certain territory of India. And since somebody raked it up 3 days back, it's become talk of the media. And we, the community of my fellow beings, the politicians, also like to rejoice that. Because there is a very close and an unspoken relationship between a politician and a journalist. One takes the cue from other and vice versa. Sometimes something appears in the newspaper, and even if I feel that it may not actually be carrying any mass or carrying any weightage or logic, I think for a day it suits me to settle a score with my adversaries. And likewise, sometimes the temptation also grips the friends in media. But if we could only supplement each other's roles, also going to the extent of correcting each other's posturing and positioning, we could together actually play a much more meaningful role in the development of society, the development of India as a whole, including Northeast.
And I've always told everybody that I meet, especially youngsters, that remember that you must always have that fire inside you and that passion inside you. And I saw that passion today, and it really, gave me goosebumps, I should say, and more importantly, motivates me as the head of the state to really look forward to a lot of positive things to come in the future. Having said that, I think when Afroz was mentioning about how everybody is saying me, myself, my house, my job, and forgetting about the community aspect, I would like to somehow link to myself. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've been telling a lot of people that yes, it is sometimes wrong to not realize the importance of coexistence, as we say, but at the same time we must realize also that if I do my responsibility, if I do my part, then maybe I can make the difference that needs to be made in this world today. And if all the eyes start doing their part, then there will be a community movement. We were talking with our colleagues the other day. You look at Shillong, it's so beautiful. Look at the trees and the mountains, and suddenly look at all the buildings. My God. The buildings are in a mess. Every single building is left without being painted. It's yours. You could keep saying me, myself, and my house. But I don't find people being too passionate about their house either. So what if we actually started having people thinking about themselves in that sense, and you taking care of your house? What if every citizen in Shillong, in Jingïaid, in Tura, in Longstoin, and all the other towns say that I'm going to paint my own house and ensure that my house is clean, and ensure that my house is painted and the boundary walls are painted? I think the look of Shillong will change. I feel we should start with that. If every house says that I will put up a small, simple 12,000 rupees rainwater harvesting in my house, so that I can at least plant water the plants in my house, wash my vehicle, and use the water for other activities apart from eating and cooking and drinking, I think there will be a change in the way things happen. So I slightly disagree with the concept that we should not be me, myself. let us take advantage of this me, myself attitude and tell everybody, well, if you are so into yourself, then take care of your house also. If you are into yourself, take care of your garbage also. If you are into yourself so much, take care of the drain that exits the water from your house. Make sure there's a net put out there so that the additional plastic or other garbages doesn't go into the bigger drain, which ultimately, sadly today, is exposed into the different streams that we have. I think me myself is a good thing. I want to change that and allow that kind of interest that you have in yourself so much to become a community-driven program, where I think all of us should start taking care of what we do and of ourselves, of our houses. And so therefore, I want to start this movement. We've been talking with Urban Affairs, we've been talking with DC, and in fact our Deputy Commissioner has been taking a lot of initiative to identify some pilot projects where we'll be rejuvenating the waters and the rivers along the Mawmer and the other rivers, Umshiti and other rivers that are here, streams that are here, so that we can actually start a process. And the Deputy Commissioner has been working very hard on that. I must congratulate her and her team. And at the same time, even the Urban Affairs Department is, as we speak, is coming out with new bylaws. So therefore, it will be a joint effort. We will have to work together to ensure that these issues are taken care of. And as I said, as a government, we are really serious about this issue. Just recently, in fact, in the World Environment Day, you must be aware that we have launched organic bags in the state, and there are some youngsters, local entrepreneurs who are doing this. As of now, of course, they're bringing the organic bags from outside. These are bags that are made out of starch and other natural products. So they are as good as any other plastic bag, and in 90 days it decomposes. So therefore it's very safe, it's 100% organic as it's mentioned. So we are encouraging, you will see across in different shops in Shillong, you will have posters where it says that we use 100% organic bags. So this is the initiative that we're taking. I've always been of the firm belief that in order to stop something, we must first provide the alternative. And therefore, this is the alternative. Start using your own cotton bags. Again, we are very careful about that also, because I think some of you know and some of you don't know that even the bags that we produce, like I think one of the young ladies who was singing a song, that these bags also are produced from sometimes board, sometimes cotton, and unless you don't use them 200 times, the actual economic and environment value of those bags don't come out. So, we always think that using a paper bag is a good thing, but you need to see that paper bags are also made out of trees. And so therefore, how many trees are being cut to make those bags? All these aspects need to be put into the thought process of the government policy, of the NGOs, of all the stakeholders, so that we know the facts before we start to act on what we think may be right, but that at the end of the day, it might actually be harmful for our society. There are a lot of arguments that people say that solar power panels are being put up. It's good, it's renewable energy. But there are arguments, counter arguments that say that these solar panels, require energy to be consumed to be produced. And therefore, unless you don't use these solar panels for minimum 3 to 4 years, the return in terms of the financial return and the environment return doesn't come to you. So all these aspects are there, and I think it's important that we should be aware about it, and whatever actions we take should be with complete knowledge of all these issues related.